how to build your passion in reading. When you see a voluminous book, you're like, oh my God, you're already losing your appetite on the reading. Sometimes you can be discouraged because you just see the book right now and you don't even know where to start. Sometimes the number of pages on the book. How you can build your passion in reading. Right on this video, we're going to show you how you're going to build this passion in reading from gradual stage to the best stage. If you have lost your passion in reading, this video is for you, because my goal is to ensure that you pick up your passion again. One beautiful thing about reading is this: it helps you to get ahead in terms of information and cultures about things around the world, your community, your surrounding. It also puts you on your toes. One thing about reading is that you tend to share ideas with other people in different parts of the world in terms of their culture and their lifestyles. That's one beautiful thing. They tend to communicate it right there in the book. You have got to pick up your passion in reading again. And that's what we are geared towards ensuring that you pick it up after this video. The first way that you will start building your passion in reading is this: figure out what interests you. In a book, you need to figure out what interests you to yourself. Ask yourself right now, take just a few seconds and ask yourself, what interests me? Is it history? Is it fictional books? Is it war books? What interests you? What catches your attention? What is that one thing that when you go on the internet, you're quick to actually start viewing? What interests you? If you can discover and figure out that area of your interest, then you are on your first step ahead of building your passion in reading books. If you, for example, love reading history books, then what kind of history book do you want to read? You can walk into any bookstore and figure out a history book. Pick up a history book that will tell stories from the beginning to the end. Stories that will get you engrossed, get you in tune, stories that will keep you in the picture till you're done with the book. Figure out what interests you. That is one step in building your passion in reading books. The next step that you need, start with a book of few pages. I know you must have been discouraged by the large sum of pages of a particular book. You ask yourself, when am I going to finish it? Or when am I going to start it? The book pages are so much, you have already lost your appetite before you even touch the book. Here's the secret. Start with a book of few pages. You can start it, maybe a page of 20, 30, 40, 50 pages that you can take for each day, a page or 3 pages a day. Before you know what's going on, in the next 15 days, you're done with it. Start with a book of few pages. If you love history and history is your interest, start with history books of few pages. You know that it's achievable. Even if you spread it each page per day, in the next 50 days, that is in less than 2 months, you're already done with the book. And in 12 months, that's in a year, you must have read 6 books. So start with a book of few pages. The next step is get to it as a reference. Get to the book as a reference. Now, get to it is, you need to see books as also a reference point. Maybe you must have jumbled into statements and all the rest of them. For example, in digital marketing, you ask yourself, what is digital marketing all about? I want to know what digital marketing is all about. You can get a book that talks about digital marketing, and by reading that book, you must have gotten a grasp of a whole lot of knowledge from digital marketing. By so doing, you are building your passion in reading. The next step in building your passion in reading is develop a habit of applying the knowledge. If you apply what you read, what you read will stick. It's much easier when you apply what you read in what you do. The knowledge that you have read in that book tends to stay more when you apply it. When you read one thing today, seek for how to apply it. That's why people say that wisdom is applied knowledge. Knowledge gotten from books. The next secret he shares with us here is Have an accountability partner. Have an accountability partner. Someone that you always talk about the book that you are on right now. It will help you in building your passion. The person will be your audience and the person is listening to you. At that moment, you are building your sense of knowledge and you are also building your passion for reading. The person is listening to you, asking you questions on what you have read. Indeed, the person will also share in the knowledge of what you read. And one thing about knowledge is that it stays more when you share it with others. A teacher learns more when he teaches others. So, have an accountability partner. It will help in building your passion in reading. It will make you understand that your time invested in reading is not in vain. The next secret of how to build your passion in reading is reward or encourage yourself after reading a book. Reward or encourage yourself after reading a book. After reading a book, you can go and get yourself snacks, buy an ice cream for yourself, go see a movie, just to douse the tension for reading and also to reward yourself for job well done. Be your number one cheerleader. Be the first person to applaud yourself for successful outcomes that you have made. Reward or encourage yourself after reading a book. It is one way and good way in building your passion in reading. It shows that you won't be able to get the reward or that encouragement unless you are done reading a book. And so your mind will be set towards ensuring that you're done reading this book. That is one way to build your passion in reading. The final secret we want to share with you here on how to build your passion in reading is discover your style of reading. Styles are genuine and peculiar to different readers. You need to discover your style of reading. Your style of reading could be through audiobooks. Your style of reading could be through hard copy readings. Discover your style of reading. There are several books these days that have audio. When you are walking on the road, you are listening to them reading the book to you. And before you know what's happening, in a whole day, you must have finished reading that book by just listening to the audio of that book. Why some enjoy it when they are reading it lines after line with their own instinct and with their own words. Discover your style of reading. It will help you to retain and sustain the knowledge that is being transferred from that book. This is how to build your passion in reading.